Oh, hello there. Happy Sunday. I am great. I just got in from work. We had kind of an early night. It was the Super Bowl, so like no one was out doing anything. So it was fairly chill. I don't care about sports, so I have no idea what happened. I know that Rihanna performed at the halftime show, but I haven't seen it yet. Usually I'm only there for the snacks and the halftime show. And this year I had nothing to do with it at all, so I don't know. I don't care what happened. So let's get on with our reading. We're here for our weekly energy forecast. And so this will give us a really good idea about the energetic weather that we're looking at for the week. Sort of generally the kinds of influences we'll be under. And then tomorrow on Monday is when I pull our anchor message. And that sort of gives us sort of a more detailed look at what kind of themes, like as far as like our spiritual education goes, that we'll be working with through the week. So tonight we're looking at what kind of energetic weather we're going to be living in this week. And then tomorrow we're going to hone in on the kinds of lessons we will be learning through the week. Ooh, uncover. We're going to be uncovering our true feelings, right? Our motives, maybe some hidden desires, maybe even getting to the bottom of some hidden conflicting desires, right? We talk a lot about things that could potentially block things that we want to manifest in our lives. And so sometimes those are subconscious beliefs, and many times those subconscious beliefs are specifically desires that we aren't aware of, that are in conflict with what we're consciously trying to call in. And that hidden desire has just a little bit more edge than our conscious desire. So for instance, if we want, this was a really good example that was brought up in something that my Kabbalah teacher David was talking about, but it was really unique, but it was really, I think, relevant. So there was a student that he had, and she had a breakthrough about her subconscious pattern that was always self-sabotaging her within relationships. And so in this particular past relationship, she came to my teacher, and she's just been in a breakup in the last year, and she showed him a picture of herself, and she was like, this is me like a year ago. I was like 120 pounds, and now I'm 200 pounds. Like, I don't know what happened. Or it was like a couple of years ago, and in the matter of like a couple of years, like she'd blown up. And so what had happened was she got into a relationship, and it wasn't like she wasn't comfortable within the relationship. Subconsciously, on some level, she was afraid that this person was going to end up rejecting her or leaving her. And so her body started putting on all of this weight, so that subconsciously she was building up a defense mechanism around herself, because she was afraid, and she had this sneaking suspicion that he was going to break up with her. So she wanted to preemptively give him a reason to break up with her, rather than him break up with who she really was with her, right? He wasn't rejecting her, the person, he was rejecting her, the weight, right? So none of this was conscious to her. She wasn't eating and not working out thinking like, oh, I'm going to put on this weight and then he'll break up with my like weight gain and not like me as a person. And it just struck her, and she was like, oh my God, I see it all so clearly now, right? So many times we do that. We want something, but we sort of self-sabotage, right? For instance, if you have never had money and suddenly you have access to more money, or you're earning more money, or, you win more money, you're almost like not feeling comfortable with just having that much money. You're not familiar with it. So subconsciously, you'll sabotage yourself by blowing that money. You'll waste it. You'll think of all different ways to do it. You'll either be overly generous with people, and not because you've been guided to, or because you have like the creator is leading you to share in that way. It's like you're just doing it reflexively and you don't even know why. And because of that, it's like you're draining yourself of this desire that you have to have this stability, but it's not something that you're used to. And so subconsciously you have a desire to be back in your comfort zone. And so you're trying to keep yourself at the level that you're comfortable at. Another example of a hidden conflicting desire might be that if you are wanting intimacy and commitment, but you're also terrified of being rejected or opening yourself up vulnerably and putting yourself at risk of being hurt, right? So you might have avoidant tendencies. You might feel like you want companionship and you want someone close to you, but not too close, not close enough to where they could actually hurt you or, get in and under your skin, right? So these things have been coming to the surface for us. And so also as we dig in, we're reflecting on the things that we've learned in the past from our heartbreaks and our heart expansion, right? Things are coming to the forefront so that we can sort of reflect on them, because we're in this transition, leaving like this earlier phase of ourselves, this version of ourselves, this earlier phase of our life, and we're up leveling and we're stepping into a more expanded consciousness, a more expanded heart, stronger clarity about what we want and what kind of life we want to create. And we're feeling more empowered to be a co-creator in that, right? We're getting rid of our old baggage that's held us down and held us back. But it's all about reflecting on that now, so that as we're moving forward, we can be intentional about the steps we're taking, and we're not just reacting reflexively, right, according to our default settings. So I think we're really uncovering all of these things that drove us. I think we're uncovering the depths of how much we want the things that we want, the depths of our desires. I think we're uncovering the depths of our grit and our strength. So there's a lot that's coming up this week. But I, for some reason, just have a feeling that these butterflies, like it's to me, it's highlighting our transformation. And they're moths too. Moths have a specific meaning. I feel like it's death and rebirth specifically. But I think that we are being rebirthed right now. This is like the beginning of this new moment. And so we've been going through the death of winter, the end of the 2022 cycle. And so now it's like we're in this moment where we're sort of like suspended in a moment where we get to pause and look around for a second, because things are about to change. Our life is about to expand. Pace is going to pick up. Things are going to get it's going to start moving faster. There's going to be more going on, right? More demanding our attention. When we up level, we also take on more responsibilities, right? There's more that comes onto our plate. And also there's an opponent that up levels with us. So we're going to have new challenges, right? That are going to push us beyond our current comfort zone into another growth edge. So right now, appreciate this moment while we have it, before our lives sort of take a turn for, I don't know, an exciting plot twist. I think good things are coming in. All right. What else do we need to know for this week? For our highest good, Heavenly Father, Mother, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So our third eye is coming into play. Pay attention to inner visions that might occur to you in your mind. Not so much things that you're dwelling on or obsessing over, but in a moment where you're in peace and you're doing things, you have like this maybe vision that comes up in your consciousness and your awareness. Pay attention to these. This is one of the ways that we receive spiritual guidance, right? And so, like for instance, today I was drying my hair. I had a vision of someone at work who brought in food one time randomly, just as a nice treat and a surprise. And I thought, oh my God, that was so nice of that guy to do that. And then I was just thinking like, ooh, it would be nice if we have like a nice fun snack at work, like waiting for us tonight. I didn't have any intention set to like manifest a snack or even from this specific person. And yet, I go to work. And lo and behold, this person walks through, they're carrying a pizza box. And they're like, oh, I'm finished with this. What should I do with it? Yeah, I'll give it to you guys. And they left it in like our like prep area. And I'm just thinking like, it didn't occur to me right away until moments later. And I was like, wait, did I have a prophecy that this was going to happen? So pay attention like when that does happen, when you're like, oh, actually I had a vision of this happening earlier. Don't dismiss it. Like start recognizing that so you can use it for your advantage, right? This can guide you. This can lead you. This can give you little, trail markers and pointers and, helpful suggestions. So your third eye is being activated this week. So I'll just say pay attention. Pay attention to things that are coming up in your mind's eye. And it's almost like, for me, I kind of, like when the vision is happening, it feels like it's in this area. Sometimes it feels like it's in my solar plexus. Like I almost feel like there's a movie happening inside of me that I'm just sort of like tuning into or like catching a scene of or something. All right, what else do we need to know for the week? What is going to be in our energetic influences? Ooh, this came up for me too. Protect. So when this comes up, I feel that it is a message that whatever is going on, even if things are uncertain or challenging, just be at ease knowing that you're protected, that you and yours and your loved ones and all that God has laid out for you that is actually yours, that is meant to be yours in this life, no one can take it from you. It cannot be ruined or missed. If it is truly yours and it actually resonates with you on an authentic level, then it's done. It's a done deal. So there's no reason to fret. There's no reason to be anxious. There's no reason to be worried. Usually, if we're faced with a situation where something is being threatened to be taken away from us, sometimes all we're being asked is to let go and release our white-knuckled death grip and just surrender our attachment to the thing. Our sense of control is completely an illusion anyway. So it's more empowering, and it actually gives us more power on an energetic and spiritual level to relax, to release, to be unattached, and to be at peace inside, in faith and in trust in the universe. Because God is good, and the universe is a benevolent place, and God has it set up to where God is like so much more abstract than gender, but I do believe that God has both the masculine and the feminine qualities. There's multiple dimensions to God that make up the Godhead, so just so we're not obsessing over that. But all of these things, like God, Hashem, source, that's why I use words like creator, source, universe. And I like to use a lot of different words to describe the idea of this all-encompassing, beyond what we can fathom source is, right? But this source is benevolent and has your utmost fulfillment set aside for you. And the universe is always at work trying to align you with the greatest expression of you that will give you the most deepest fulfillment, that will actually allow you to shine so much brighter that you actually improve the world around you. So it's all protected. Just relax, choose certainty. And certainty is a level of faith. The Hebrew word for that is emunah. And emunah is faith beyond reason. It means that regardless of the appearances of things, regardless of the circumstances, you're completely certain that Creator can and will spin it around for you any second. And the only reason the challenge is happening is just to like give you a deeper connection to the truth that the second you know that everything's going to be fine, it will be. All right, and last card for tonight. What do we need to know? Lust. Okay, I might actually pull one more card. So be careful about your lust this week. It's Valentine's Day. We may be tempted to reach for snacks, but some lust is good. Like, we want a healthy appetite for life. We want a healthy appetite of desire, right? For sex, for connection, for intimacy, for sensual delights. We want a healthy relationship with this. When we're like too strict and we restrict ourselves so much that we're suppressed and we deny ourselves our lustful nature, then it gets out of control and it becomes overwhelming and sometimes perverse. So we need to accept this part of us, because whatever we resist persists. But we also don't need to be controlled by it or addicted to our lusts. When they're pursued in a completely reactive fashion with this neediness to reach for instant gratification or to receive for the self alone, just to scratch an itch, just to use someone for your own satisfaction, it leads to chaos, and it actually leaves you feeling more empty than what you started. So protect your energy. When we have sex with people, for me, it's not a moral issue, but it is a spiritual issue. I do think that our sexuality is very sacred. I wish I could be more promiscuous and casual about it. Be a lot easier, but I'm not. Like, I even try. I even go out there and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna slut it up, and it just doesn't happen. I can't do it. It's just something that I don't take casually. And so for me, though, it's not about the morals of right or wrong, or, slut shaming, or, having too many partners or not enough. It's not anything about that. What it is, though, for real, is that when you start intermingling your energy with someone in an intimate way, I mean, this can even happen because this can happen just from spending time with people in close proximity to them. You don't have to be kissing or touching or having sex. But on a varying degree, on a spectrum, the people that we are around, we sort of start, like, our energies intermingle. That's why they say you become like the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So our souls are like expanded outside of our body, right? We have this big aura around us. And each of us has in our soul something called tikkun. And it's the assignments that we're given in this lifetime of soul correction, certain things that we have to play out, patterns that we have to overcome, shadow aspects within our personality that we have to heal and balance out. And so when we have sex with people, we can take on their tikkun, right? People talk about this with karma. Like, when you spiritually attach to people, you kind of take on their spiritual lessons, or you kind of have these strings attached to people until you cut these cords. And that's what's happening. It's like you're intermingling your energy, and it's sort of like getting their tikkun residue on you. And so you don't want to be working through people's process, which I'm so glad this card came up, because I remembered getting this this metaphor presented to me this weekend in like my visions. But it was being pointed out to me that, like, this is like, so if you're getting people's tikkun residue on you and you have to process their negativity, it's like doing their spiritual laundry. And if you're not willing to do someone's literal laundry, then you probably don't want to be doing their spiritual laundry either. So that might be a good rule of thumb as to how quickly you should jump into, like, when you're ready to have sex with someone. It's like, if you wouldn't be doing this person's laundry, then definitely you do not want to be doing their spiritual laundry either. Having to go through a process to cleanse your own negativity is enough chaos. It's hard work on its own, let alone what we take on when we fool around with other people. So just bear that in mind when you go forward wanting to get involved with people, right? Protect your energy, protect your spirit, protect your soul, protect your heart, right? The healing that you've done to establish yourself, to be independent, to get in touch with your authenticity. If you are in a position right now where you're single and you've been able to, like, heal and clear your energy of others, going forward as you start dating new people, bear in mind, like, be careful to protect that energy and not let someone else's influence start affecting your life, right? Like, it's so easy to get involved with someone and be excited, and then all of a sudden it's like you kind of, like, get out of your routine and you start spending more time doing stuff with them, and then it's like you kind of, like, forget about the stuff that you were doing, and or, like, you start taking on, like, all of their habits, or, like, you start doing their hobbies. And so don't be careful to protect you and your identity and your, like, value and your beliefs and your routines and things that are important to you. Protect that so that you're not so impressionable for other people coming in to, like, influence your life, right? It's like, know who you are, know where you're going, and so that you're more safe to, like, get into a relationship and hold your boundaries without losing yourself in it. Let's see, protecting our energy, protecting our, like, spiritual cleanliness, not having to take on other people's cocoon. Anything else about lust? Well, and two, like, the more we build up our sexual energy, that kundalini, it becomes very creative and very powerful. So you don't want to just be, like, wasting your energy and letting it get too diffused on, just those one and dones. So keep it in your pants. Keep that soul in your own body, and let other people keep their soul in their own body, and don't take on anybody's spiritual laundry. Okay, and let's do one more card to finish. Ego. Okay, so if you're finding that you're feeling very lusty this week, it's probably coming from the ego. The ego is just reaching to fill a void or to distract you from your up level. When we start approaching an up level, we go from stable to, like, being thrown off balance and having a little bit of turbulence and chaos and discomfort in our life, right? We're pushing up against our comfort zone, our growth edge. Our ego is going to resist this, and it's going to try to self-sabotage, right? Those hidden conflicting desires. If you're looking for a commitment and you let your lust get the better of you, this is a self-defeating tendency, right? Because in order to establish a healthy foundation and really set yourself up for the possibility of having a successful relationship with anyone that you start dating, courting, seeing, it's so much better to go slow. Even if everyone wants to rush ahead, and there are stories out there where people, like, jump into bed right away and everything is fine and they get married. But that's really the exception to the rule. On a regular basis, on average, we need to build the vessel. We need to earn the light, right? Earning the light and building the vessel, as far as, like, a romantic partner goes, has to do with slowly getting to know one another, gradually, spending time with one another, and gradually starting to invest more energy and feeling into the person, gradually letting them into your life, right? gradually taking in their opinion and considering, like, taking on their constructive criticism. Like, maybe I'll take that into my suggestion box. Maybe not. So take it slow, right? Don't rush in. The ego is going to want to rush in and, like, grab for things that will give it an instant sense of a hit of light. Ooh, I love chocolates, sex, romance, drinks, drugs. Wonderful. Lots of light coming in. But they come with consequences, right? Calories, hangovers, VD, unplanned children, heartbreak at the very least, an embarrassing encounter, a walk of shame. So just take it slow. You're going out into this new cycle. You have a new chance to do things differently. And the best thing you can do for yourself is just to take it slow. Before you react, before you take any action, evaluate. Tune into your heart. Uncover, where is this coming from, right? How can I calmly tune into my wisdom, tune into my discernment, tune into my intention and my growth? Where is my heart leading me? You know, like, what am I trying to avoid? What have I been protecting myself from? How do I want to use my free will to interact in the situation and move forward, right? Tune in to your inner vision, right? And ask for guidance, but pay attention to the images that are going on in your mind. Observe them without being judgmental, right? Don't judge these things that you're seeing as good or bad. Just take note. What is this telling you? What's the message behind this? What kinds of thoughts are in my mind all the time? Is this, like, do I have thoughts that are going through my mind that are giving me good feelings, that are leading to good feeling emotions, that are going to be enhancing my moods, right? Am I doing something in my life that's contributing to these thoughts that plague me? Can I switch my perspective about this? Or is this something in my life that I need to make changes, right? So that I can set myself up to have, better thoughts, better feelings. Valentine's week, right? If I'm dating new people, are they making me feel good? Or are they filling me with thoughts of insecurity, right? Are they gaslighting me? Or is it my own insecurity? Are they just fine and I'm taking things personally? Or is this person, it's like, are you able to stand back and say, okay, is this a good person for me to be dating? 80% of the time, are they adding more goodness? Are they making me feel good about myself? Do I enjoy hanging out with them? Or are they already, like, trying to be manipulative or controlling? Are they already, like, too much? Like, are they already over the top, high maintenance, like baggage? Like, what's going on? Tune into yourself and pay attention to your life and what's showing up and what is being presented. Because this new timeline, it can be a whole new story. It can be a whole new world of wonder and beauty. But we're creating it as we go. And so we have to take our time and make our choices wisely. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to eat some chili and I'm going to I'm rewatching Outlander. I don't know. I was just feeling in the mood for some Claire and Jamie. I am Claire Frazier and Jamie is my husband. She's just too much. I just love them. I'm obsessed. All right, y'all. Ciao.